Three notes you're going to want to take here. First off, general rule of thumb that in a course of a divorce, anticipated that both parties are going to pay their own attorney's fees. There's a few reasons for this. One, you want the threat of actually to have the additional claim of them paying your attorney's fees if you have to go to trial. So it's like the one extra thing that gets them to perhaps want to consider your settlement proposal instead of taking their chances at trial, because they could end up with additional thousands of dollars that they end up having to pay. One of the other aspects that comes in here is just from the standpoint of like, you might be calling your attorney 4 times a day and running up massive attorney's fees every month. And that's your prerogative because they've had no control over that they shouldn't necessarily be expected to pay, or vice versa. If you're very prudent and you wait until you've got 6 pressing things to email your attorney 1 email as opposed to sending them 6 emails. In some ways you get to be rewarded for moderating your attorney's fees and being still hyper effective with working with your attorney, but not abusive of the pocketbook. Second point, if there is a notable disparity between the parties in regards to their ability to pay, what we call a needs-based claim, the court, for the sake of realizing that justice requires both parties to have attorneys and one party's got a bunch of resources and the other party does not, they can make a provision either during the divorce or afterwards for that needs-based claim, just for the sake of having a fair proceeding. Third point is if somebody's conduct during a divorce was so outrageous that it caused the other person to have to incur a bunch of attorney's fees that otherwise they'd never actually have to pay those attorney's fees because the attorney would not have been doing any of that work. That is also another basis upon which you can get the other side to pay attorney's fees, is basically to reimburse you for their own behavior.